Yeah, how's it going, guys? It's Rich Unicorn Caller here. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We are back with a brand new teaser, and this time it is, yes, drum roll please, for the summer update. Drum roll still, obviously for guilds, obviously. And this one is pretty interesting. One is not like the other, and this is basically talking about a guild visitor system. So you'll see these guys are in the same guild, right? But if you look in the middle, someone is not a part of this guild. Sean Swift of Eternal Fable Weaver, and he is just a guild visitor. Now, this is pretty interesting, quite honestly. It's also funny seeing the stack of boxes they have in the background. It looks kind of funny. But it is kind of interesting to see what's going on here, because it basically means that you can visit a guild. Kind of similar like castle tours when you visit a castle. I don't know if you'll be allowed to like rate a guild or whatever, or just like, you know, judge by its design or whatever it is, or even give them endorsements, which if you haven't seen that endorsement video, we made that video the other day. This is pretty interesting. Now, similar to that endorsement teaser, a lot of people have some comments, right? You know, a lot of people are still kind of on the fence about this entire update whatsoever. And I'll just give it my 2 cents because I was doing memes all day, which was pretty funny. Make sure you guys check out my Twitter, by the way. I was airing it out, bro. And I think the reason why a lot of people are just really on the fence about this summer update is because there are still a lot of underlying issues. You know, whenever you see these updates in the beginning, you usually kind of want to go for like quality of life stuff. You really don't want to kind of just revolve around raids and guild. We know we're getting a new raid, but a lot of people don't want to engage in raids because raids are really restrictive. And a lot of people don't want to join guild because guilds are too restrictive. And so you still have these underlying issues that basically kind of gatekeep people away from this content. And you have the opportunity to really have, you know, a lot of people engage in raids. But, you know, when you do these updates, you see these teasers, it just kind of feels like there's nothing really moving forward. Personally, I just want a bigger guild size. 60 account spaces is way too small for an MMO, in my personal opinion. Okay? I mean, can we just bump it up to 100? I just feel like it's just not enough, you know? And hopefully that happens when we read the test round notes, and hopefully they can accommodate for the large sizes. But even then, that's still not going to be enough to get people engaging with raids because, again, of those underlying problems, right? And then I'll go over to what I said over here in my tweet, my, you know, main kind of vibe with it. Memes aside, I think it'll be cool for people to, you know, want to visit guilds, right? Now, I hope that they can still interact with the crafters and stuff like that. So if you're someone that just has a lot of Azoth and maybe you just want to get the battle cantrips, maybe you can visit a random guild, go to their crafter, and hopefully it's leveled up enough and you can use their crafter to use your Azoth with whatever you want. I hope that they can still do that. I hope that's not restricted. And also, we already know that they can't go raiding, and that's probably the big part about this teaser, is that guild visitors cannot go raiding. Somebody sent a screenshot apparently in the official Wizard101 Discord. The devs kind of said that, you know, it's not really gonna happen, that guild visitors, you know, can't raid, which obviously probably for a lot of various reasons, which is fine, respectable. You know, obviously there might be some counterpoints to that. Again, we go to that part about guilds being restrictive, how there's little space, or how there's really these strict guilds and just all over the place, blah 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 blah. But yeah, if you're a guild visitor, you cannot go raiding, so don't think you can do anything funny or crazy with that. At most, you'll probably be able to use the crafters, which I hope that's one of the features, and if not, then I really just do not see the reason for the whole, you know, guild visitor feature, besides looking around the pretty guild and then just, I guess, forgetting about the feature in a day or two just because it's not really fun or really engaging enough for people to really want to join a guild, right? and you know, I'll read the comments. Nerdy Birdie, the one and only. She says future updates should be more in focus for not guilds. The vast majority of your players don't participate in guilds or raids. At least balance updates better to not only give major updates to guilds. New worlds aren't the only thing that casual players want. Yeah, absolutely. She has 32 likes. A lot of people agree with that. I'm actually going to retweet that. I mean, that's a really valid point, you know? You know, not every summer update has to be raid or guild focused. You can definitely do a lot of quality of life updates. I actually mentioned something in my Discord server just now, but there are still a lot of underlying issues with the game right now. For starters, Beast Moon is actually still bugged, and we've had this event for a couple of months now, and it is still bugged. The sigils, the combat sigils, are still inconsistent, and a lot of players are just kind of frustrated and confused as to why, you know, that's taking so long. I mean, we're getting a Beast Moon hunt, or at least a Beast Moon rework eventually. I don't know if it will be part of the summer update or in the future, but how are you going to rework something that's not even consistent, you know? So I honestly feel bad for Beast Moon players because they can't extend it. They never really extend it. And I honestly feel bad for Beast Moon players. And also for console players. Again, we talked about how Wizard101 on console, you know, understandably, they have a large, and I mean a really large delay in these updates. I understand that, but why is the team up kiosk also still inconsistent, and why is that still buggy still? Like that, you know, stuff like that kind of rubs me off the wrong way. I'm not here to discredit all of KI's hard work. Of course, this will be a great feature, and I'm sure a lot of people will like it. Same thing with player endorsements. We still have to wait and see how all this stuff is going to go. And of course, I'm going to engage with all of it, but at the same time, you can't really be this oblivious to the state of the game right now. Like, you know, you have Bazaar bots that are still running rampant, right? People can't really do much with the Bazaar because of the Bazaar bots, you know? And also there's fear about that endorsement system. A lot of people think that it might be rigged, or a lot of people just use alt accounts and endorse themselves, and that's not fair for people that genuinely help people, you know, quest, or at least help them in a really hard, difficult dungeon. So again, there are just some issues here and there that I'm not the biggest fan of, right? And I think that really should be addressed sometime in the future. Doesn't have to be right now. We don't need an official statement because, as per usual, KI is too heavy into this update. So whatever teaser you see is whatever you're going to get. I could say the same thing about the whole minion rework that we are doing, or quote-unquote rework. Of course, you guys know that we're getting these new spells, which look really amazing, but the problem is, it's probably going to be locked behind a super grindy spellment form. And in my opinion, I just personally do not care about spellments, and you guys know that about me. I think spellments in general just are not a fun aspect of the game, and I think it's just another chore mechanic to kind of get you to kind of waste your hours away. Like we said in literally the previous teaser video, like, you know, a lot of people come home from work and they don't want to work again. They want to relax. They just want to vibe. They just want to chill. This update just seems like work. And that's not good. When you have your game that feels like work, a lot of people aren't going to engage in that content. For example, raids. That feels like work for people, right? And especially if it's very restrictive. The guild visitor thing, I'm sure free-to-play players can engage in. I'm hoping there's no guild cooldown for visiting guilds. I really hope there's none of that. And I really also hope there's no level requirement for that. I hope everybody can visit a guild freely if the guild leader allows it. I'm sure there will be an option for that. But again, this is just stuff that a lot of people in general just aren't vibing with, you know? You had the spring update that we recently just had, right? And probably the only good thing about that was the new gauntlet, which was really fun, and also the Portal Apparel, which has been a huge success. And honestly, if Beast Moon Hunt is going to be this bugged out, you might as well just keep running the Portal Apparel at this point until you guys figure out a way to kind of fix Beast Moon Hunt. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the whole guild visitor thing. I mean, what do you guys genuinely think about this? I mean, we literally just talked about player endorsements. Like, what do you guys think? Like, generally, like, man to man, are you gonna, like, participate in this? Like, are you going to be using this feature, like, consistently? Like, you're just gonna farm a bunch of Azoth, use everybody's, like, you know, Azoth crafter. We don't even know if they're allowed. Like, we don't even know if guild visitors are allowed to even use the crafters on people's guild islands. We still don't really know much of the details about that. So like I said, this might be good for like a day or two, but like, are you going to like genuinely engage with this, right? So I don't know. We'll wait and see, man. We really gotta wait. I mean, honestly, just release the test realm notes now. Like, I would love to read the notes because like right now, this summer update just is not seeming like it's really doing much, you know? It's not really seeming like a lot of people are really going to engage in this content because, like I already said, this just feels like a second job. So, I don't know. We will wait and see. I think this will be a fun feature. We'll wait to try it out in test realm, but again, I just don't know, like, the vibes right now. You can tell from the comments that people are still just kind of figuring out, like, what is the purpose? Like, what is this, like, what is this going to do? You know? A lot of people still want PvP to be fixed. I mean, I don't know when PvP is going to be fixed. People want the spellmint grind to be fixed. I mean, I don't know when that's going to ever get accommodated for. I mean, we can read more comments. We can talk about it. Someone says, can I expect this teaser to apply to console? I want to get excited so bad, but I just don't want to be let down if there's a PC exclusive. Guild content that 99% of player base won't give a F about. Side worlds, more side dungeons, new cosmetic gear. Yeah, all that stuff is cool too. New pet bodies, new skeleton key bosses, better skeleton key farming. This is what we want, not guild content. This is going to make a grand total of 20 players who do guild stuff happy. Well done. Yeah, again, I mean, you can read the comments yourself, and I'm sure there will be plenty of comments in Discord. Feel free to check out the official Wizard101 Discord server in the description below, and you guys can make your own judgments. But like I said, are you guys, like, gonna do this? Like, is this something you guys want? I mean, all the ideas we've talked about over the years, is this, like, something that you guys are gonna be rocking with? I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And yeah, until then, I will talk to you guys later. Peace out. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Peace out.